Sanbonani, a very good morning, a very good afternoon, and a very good evening. I am Nezisa Dlamini, and welcome to Talk Entertainment and Art. We are situated at Rambles Restaurant today, so a special shout out to them for hosting us. They see the vision I've been saying, and I'll still say it now, and I hope you viewers see the vision as well. And on today's episode, we are joined by Sibusiso Dlamini. So a very big welcome. How are you?
I'm alright, Ngozi. How are you doing?
I'm alright, Dlamini. I'm alright. Thank you so much for sitting down with us as 35 Entertainment. Sorry.
Thank you so much, you guys, for having me. You guys do feel like family, so I feel comfortable.
That's so sweet, guys. And I'm a Dlamini and he's a Dlamini, so we're definitely family. You know the vibes?
Yeah.
So anyways, today we're going to be touching on traditional media versus digital media. Which I actually know you understand because you're actually in the media space. You have a column on Observer and you actually have a podcast on your own. So tell us about the podcast.
It's the Open Word Podcast. Digital media versus traditional media.
Don't rush. Tell us about the podcast. Don't rush.
Tell you guys about the podcast.
And I will get to what we're talking about today. But as for now,
So it's the Open Word Podcast. It's basically a podcast that our aim is edutainment, which means we try to mix education with information, meaningful conversations. Young people are the type of people where we love knowledge, but it should be brought to us in a palatable way. You know what I mean? So that's what we do with the podcast, and been doing it for a minute now. It's just me and one of my close friends, so it's just us talking about life generally. And have you listened to my podcast?
Not even.
Not even?
No.
Oh, okay. Who has listened to my podcast? Oh, Tevin has.
Wait. That's if he's being honest. Because that one lies. I'm joking, Tevin. I'm joking. Can you also tell us about the column that you have on Observer?
Okay, I work for the Observer.
Even though this is kind of professional and, very formal. But
what is that?
Your column, because that was like informal and then this is formal, but
Nah, not... Okay, yes, it is two different audiences, I will agree. But... it's a youth section, so ideally I always write about issues that affect young people. So it is youth based very much. I work for the Observer. I'm a journalist, but I do have that column that specifically speaks to young people. And the difference between it and the podcast, what do I say? I think that section kind of inspired the podcast, kind of, because it's a matter of, in my work daily, there's these things I see every day, and I feel like, oh, that's information that like my peers should have. So it's just, I'm a messenger of the people. I just disseminate information.
All right. What actually made you venture into journalism?
I love writing.
As simple as that?
Yeah.
No inspiration whatsoever?
Do you want me to lie?
Please do.
There's a long story version, of course, of how I appreciate journalism, and there's icons, there's people I love that have inspired me to get into it. But the long and short of it is I love writing, and I was fortunate and blessed enough to have people that believed in me, and I just chased it as a dream.
All right, we can actually shift to the topic that we have today, because I think I'll be throwing shade from time to time, because I have a lot to say about traditional media, like a lot.
Oh, it's great. So, and I'm here to defend traditional media. What do you have to trash? Why?
Can we just first define what it is, so
what do you define traditional media as?
Media that hasn't advanced, still the same, gatekeepers, expensive for no apparent reason, unfortunately, because you can still get terrible service actually. But what else is traditional media? Really, no, I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan.
Why are you not a fan of traditional media?
Because it hasn't advanced. I'm always on the com because I transport from Mbabane to school on a daily basis. So obviously in the combi I'll be hearing all these radio adverts, and it's just yo, we're still using the same tone in 2022. Like, hi, well, guys, when are we changing? And it just makes me so mad. Because there's this song, I think, da 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 da. And you know, what's next that I don't come, it's either you're late for work, for school, whatsoever. And it's just like crazy because at least advance. Get people to do the adverts, get people to actually stand in these radio stations and actually speak to all these viewers and whatsoever, listeners, I mean. So it's like crazy because yes, it just drives me so crazy.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't.
That's the only reason you mad at it.
It's expense. Okay, I also hate the fact that you need to be professional and decent when you try approach them. Like, in terms of adverts, can be adverts because there's also billboards and everything. Adverts, you need to look decent. You know, you need to sound decent, and that's like, it probably dilutes your brand if you're telling yourself, "Go to know me, I'm raw, like I'm raw talent." So,
okay,
you know. And what else? What else pisses me off about this? Yeah, I know they use the same people over and over again, especially in the country. So it's like there's no room for new talent. So yeah, I think those are like probably my big three. Okay, you know. But since you're a defender, let me hear what you have to say.
No, really, let's have a conversation about it. You remind me, I have a short memory, but
that's okay.
Your first one was traditional media is not evolving. That's what you said, right? But media by its nature it is always a reflection of society. So unfortunately, and I'm sure you guys know this because you're in digital media,
exactly,
like there's only this year 2022, it's only about 36% of the population in our country that has smartphones. So that's a very, very low population. To then you saying it should be advanced, that's then when I'm saying over what? Because it's a reflection of our society. Remember, over 60% of the population is in abject poverty.
True.
So all these things that we do in digital media, we should be cognizant that we are only just speaking to 36% of the population. So those forms of media, it's sad, of course, but they just cater to the people that they cater for.
But you're not, like, you're missing my point. I had said, good, it's not advancing in the terms of...
I'm still coming there in terms of like involving young people. They will do fresh things, and it's a very expensive thing to do, you know. And both the radio station and the television station survive on government subventions. You know, yes, there are adverts, but it's a very, very expensive field to delve into. So also that evolving would need a lot of money. It would need government to like focus on changing the media, and right now there's a lot of things that government would rather prioritize than evolving the media and arts sector, unfortunately. So you do have a point, but at the end of the day, it's like, yo, there's just not enough money and need, for lack of a better term, because I am with you, but it's 36% of you evolved, quote unquote, people. So why would we evolve to cater to only 36%?
But my thing is, at least my change the tones in which these advertisements or these conversations or interviews are done.
That would mean the radio station needs to evolve their model. That would mean they need to now the radio station right now does not design itself to target you. Probably the English station and, you know, certain programs, but right now you're not the target market, trust me.
But it's not like these people still listen to radio stations. Guys. Now I feel like as we grow older, like our the grannies that are here are actually our mothers, and now they actually know how to use phones, and it's like, I'll probably read this and this from this particular website, or
you think so?
Yeah, I know so, because it's like
I beg to differ. If you
man,
think a
unless it's those certain important topics, really, we still have 36% where we'll still have people that are actually going to tune into radio, probably for scholarship whatsoever, you know, because your novelette is important, but meaning Kyla in the manner of delivery, like at least tone it up, switch it up a bit, you know, accommodate. times are changing. Yabo.
Of course.
Vele, the tone
But
just
it's a
throws
reflection.
me off.
Again, I'll get back to my point of it being a reflection of society. Do you think the
But
Swazi
try to
society
advance.
is progressive? Do you think right now it is progressive?
Yeah.
You think so?
Slowly, but we're getting there. Akfani.
Then that's how the media is also gonna go slowly.
Yeah, but they're not
maybe
even
getting.
starting. They haven't started.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, nah, man. Nah.
All of them, like all of the traditional media.
Like I say, I only listen to them when I go to school because it's just like I get
So you're
thrown
not giving
off.
a fair assessment.
No, but I'm supposed to be at least impressed from that like an hour drive from my house to school.
But my point, Luby, is you're listening at prime time when they are not even targeting you. And my point is they are not even making content that is directed to you.
okay.
Firstly,
There is content that sometimes is directed to me. They're like
There
they
is.
play those like I think 20 tracks, top 20.
that one is targeted to you. If you don't like that one, it's a problem.
It's Pela.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with it. The songs are probably not. They're okay. They're nice, But it's the like there's no need. There's no need.
Wait, don't they play like local music on
They
the...
do,
Okay.
which is a good thing, but
So you feel like they need fresh talent at the radio?
they do, especially for
Agree
those
with you.
programs, particularly those programs, because you can't want to target the youth and not use the youth to actually reach
But
the target.
again, what my argument is going to be, it's not just the media
Yeah, it's
where
the
we need young
government,
people. It's
their
every
priority.
single thing. Like it could be health. We need young doctors because like illnesses are advancing every day.
Yeah,
We
they
can't
are,
use
they
this
are.
the very every teaching. Every single sector needs to evolve. And my point to you is you should never expect media to lead in any form of evolving in
But these
society.
ones are
We
like-
don't have enough money.
We actually do, but it's priorities.
And priorities are always going to be health, education, and whatever, right? I'm not going to get political. I'm not here. I'm here to talk about digital media versus traditional
I didn't
media.
say anything. I just said.
Okay, your second
know.
point. Let's move.
My
What is your
second point was because it was the man
they
of
don't
approach.
evolve.
They don't evolve.
Yes, and I
and-
think and I agree with you 1000%. It would be great to have things like this on television if maybe they do want to support such platforms. You know what I mean? It would be great if radio has a podcast division. That would be nice. But do they
It's
have the
costly.
money?
It's costly.
very costly.
Very costly because
I work for a newspaper, and fortunately, they've tried to be so progressive in having a newspaper app. And for the past couple of months, I've been with the app division just as a writer. But you recognize that, oh my God, they are trying, but they need they need to inject a lot of money. Because I need other people. I need young people. I would need like a team like you guys.
do you
to make
honestly
it
think
work.
that they don't have money? This is not a political question. It's just
I think media houses in this country don't have money. It's a fact.
I really find that hard to believe.
Why do you
but
find that hard to believe? How many companies in this country do you think have more than 1 million dedicated to advertising?
Probably a few. Only the really, really advanced ones.
Exactly my point.
Yeah, only the really, really advanced ones.
So if now it then gets to the even traditional media struggling with the adverts, because it then gets to the old age argument of, hey, if if we write a bad story about I'm in print, so if we write a bad story about this company and then now they don't advertise with us, yet they have a budget of 2 million coming to us.
Oh, so this
know
is
what I
why
mean?
you guys try to play it safe when you write these articles, because you just drop articles. They're very mediocre. You don't take a side, even if there's like literally evidence
But
that's.
we should never take a side.
But like there's certain things that are really obvious because you guys play it too safe. You should risk a little,
I beg to differ once again, but we move forward. No, there's ethics into how we do the
Yeah, I
job.
know, yeah,
so
no
at the
biasness
same
and
time,
everything,
even if at the end of the day, a story is somebody being aggrieved. So story A, you say Tevin beat me, and then you come and tell me the story. I should never be emotional now and say, yes, Tevin beat you. I should ask you a question. What are you guys doing? When? How? when did this happen? Why did it happen? And then I should call Tevin and
But
ask
it's the
Tevin,
manner in
why do
which you
bring
guys
noses,
print it
noses?
in, because it's a matter of how do you guys usually word these things? Because it's so crazy. Yo, I can't word it properly. Like it's here in the head, but I can't. So let me see. It's gonna take 4 hours.
Yeah, and I'm still gonna defend myself by saying we are bound by
besides
ethics.
working for it, like you really stand traditional media. It's so crazy.
No, but the laws of the country, there's also those things. We have to abide by the laws of the country. And if you follow how many times we've been, we've had cases, quote unquote, the people that employ me, you have to see that the law it's not really supportive towards the media. So as much as, and unfortunately in our country, because of the political crisis over the past couple of, it's a year now, people now expect journalists to be activists. I'm a human rights defender, yes, but I'm not an activist.
But you shouldn't shy away from, I think the biggest problem.
Shying, yes. I should never shy away from it.
We're not saying because there's certain something going on in the country, take a stand and be for the people or against the people. But at least...
We are always for the people also.
Wait. But at least word it out with what they're good. Even if the people in the rural area should know what's actually going on. Word for word. Don't sugarcoat it or don't leave. Yes. You guys aren't supposed to take sides, but be vocal about it.
I think we are. I think we pretty much are.
You're trying.
And all we can do in life is try, right? But what was the second point? What was besides evolving? Evolving is just a matter of money. And unfortunately, the reflection of our society in this country is we can't put media first. It doesn't financially make sense.
Which we have to. What was my second point? No, when a short-term memory.
No, it's a question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I think you had a second point. You said you hated them because they don't evolve.
I don't hate them. I just
you
dislike them.
Okay.
There's a difference.
I don't know what your second point was.
I think I had said it was costly. Our costly gatekeepers, because.
And I'm like, how is the many gatekeepers?
In terms of billboards, in terms of advertisements, in terms of what they play on radios, you can't just go there as a raw hip-hop artist. They want clean content.
Yes. Why would I want Swazi Bank?
How am I supposed to reach my target
as an artist? Wait, let's have this conversation.
Can we please have this conversation? Because we're not all supposed to be clean and decent. Okay, yeah, but when you're supposed to be decent.
Why are you not supposed to be clean and decent?
Like, if you're raw, you're raw. Let's be honest.
How do you define raw? Define raw for me.
Raw, no outside, what you call this?
So how do you define a raw artist over one that's not raw?
No one's supposed to tell you how to act, really. Like, be yourself, be comfortable in your skin, If you're a hardcore hip-hop artist and
but hardcore
labo nika uyabatanza, use them, but obviously, you can't actually have a radio station play that.
I have a great question for you, Nazisa. Cool. So, if you had a company and you have investors and you're going to have entertainment, are you going to book Tevin, who is raw, or Sbusiso, who can make music for the club, but then at the same time, he can wear a shirt and know which words to use when I have investors? Who are you going to hire?
Your role as media, you're supposed to be the mediator between me and the people. So despite the type of content that I put out, because regardless, if people feel like they see your worth, they'll come hit you up for advertisements, whatever, shows, whatsoever on your channel. I'm coming to you because I want you to be a mediator between me and my target market. If people don't like that, there'll always be people that don't like something, right? And for me, meaning if I'm going to hit you up, I want you to help me with my target market. So the people that like my content will consume my content. The people that don't won't. Same thing with the banks. The people, that's why we have people that feel like FNB is better than Standard Bank, because now they don't like the content. But it doesn't mean that the brands are not clean. And I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Media is supposed to be a mediator between.
Oh, so you think the media are gatekeepers? I think you are.
Not really the media, the people that are within the media.
I think you are so mistaken.
Okay.
I think we're probably one of the few countries where you can walk into any newspaper and request an interview and get it.
I'm not. Okay, Vele, you guys are forever giving interviews. Now
Because, and not even in a bad way, because we're supportive. So where do you think the media plays a role as gatekeepers? Because I thought you meant
literally talking about it now. Like I'm saying,
how?
We
give everyone an opportunity. So how are
we're
gatekeepers?
not talking about the newspaper part of it. I'm talking about
which
radios.
One? Radios. They give radio. It's a game. This media thing is a game. So firstly, you need to build relationships as an artist. That's why as an artist you need to have your commercial side. And that duty does not lie on the media people to be more friendly. It lies on you to seem or to attract the media. That's a job. That's why you have managers. That's why you hire a publicist or a friend that knows social media at least. It's not the radio presenter sits there and you think they're just trying to find new fresh blood on social media. It's not my point is, Koshi, it's not their responsibility. As an artist, you are the one that's supposed to package yourself and present yourself in a manner that is attractive to them.
It's not about you. Mean I'm trying to have my content distributed.
I also have a radio station. I have a radio show to run. And in my radio show, I am going to get the artist, I'm going to play the music. The people call me, the artists call me, hey, I have a new song, can this happen, this so and so happens. It's just everybody cannot be organic. Being organic means you need to be really good and gain steam, and then now the radio people catch you. But if you're not, hey man, come to Mbaban, go to the radio station, give them your whatever it is, your music, call a radio presenter, can I have lunch with you? Yo bro, how does this radio thing work? How do I get my music played? Do I get paid from it? So that you can then educate yourself on copyright issues. You know, it's a matter of you wanting to understand the industry where you're at. You can't blame people. Like, we can sit here and blame everybody. We can't do that. The media in Swaziland, they're not gatekeepers, guys. We can paint them as a lot of things, but gatekeepers, no.
I think it's just that no.
I really don't. Maybe let's agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I think you're not gatekeepers. I think Swazi TV. I think whatever. Even if you think in this age, and which is wild to me, if you as a young person think someone at SBIS not playing your music is a gatekeeper, you need to reevaluate your music career. Or your interest in music. If you think someone not playing your music on radio in this country is a gatekeeper.
Yes, but
gatekeeper, Ngozi, maybe let's define. Gatekeeper is someone who nguye lo valela wena guti ungene etimfeni, right?
Yeah, bo.
That's a person that's a person that's directly affecting your income. I think radio presenters are not directly affecting any artist's income because people are not even getting paid for their music being on radio anyways. So what do you mean they're gatekeepers?
Talk about evolving. You're good tense. But anyways, no, let's be honest. It's not as if every song request, like every artist that hits them up to have their songs played gets a fair chance.
But then you need to understand it's everywhere in the world. Do you think in New York?
No, I'm talking about Swaziland. I'm not talking about. No, let's keep it local before we actually go international.
But the music industry is the music industry, Klubi.
Explain.
Construction is always going to be construction. There's always simple things that are just going to be there. A byline in the Swazi, I'm sorry, I'm always going to make of newspaper or whatever. That's what I do every day.
No,
a byline in newspaper is a byline. A byline in the New York Times is a byline. And a radio jingle in the whatever Hot 97 is the radio jingle at EIBS. So my point is, there's artists there that are complaining, yo, the labels are the ones that have the connections to the radio. Same thing here. Have a manager that can be able to play that game if you can't. Because I think, and I always tell this to artists, we're probably one of the few countries where if you really want to be on radio, text a radio presenter. Social media. Hey, can I take you out for lunch? No, that's not even a bad thing. You just want to understand the business.
No,
how are you going to understand if...
No, who has to pay?
Huh?
Me. I have to pay.
You can look at it at that, or you can try and learn on your own.
I'm joking.
And I don't think... I think it's one of... You that person is going to give you information. And that's not even like you're bribing that person. No. Hey, please tell me how your industry works. How does one get played on radio? How does it help me? What's your reach? What is your target market? So that when you drop a song, you know exactly. Because now they're playing your music sharp. But is it getting to the right people that you want it to get to?
But how is it supposed to get to the right people if Nana Baba advanced? I mean, you see, the advancing one makes me so mad because you can't always structure your music towards the target market that they're always reaching. It's crazy. I have to make R&B because I think that's like the coolest genre that our times, our generation, and the previous generation can actually, agree on. So now I must make an R&B jam for my music to be reached from both generations.
No, I'm listening.
Yeah, but so I feel like it's the advancement because I'm pretty much sure if they talk about their target, they always tell you, well, we don't really have much of the youth's attention. So now that means...
Which is where we have an advantage. This channel has an advantage.
So we're still talking about traditional. Say I feel digital.
But we can't complain about them every time. They're only going to catch up when we have to become the wave. My point is, if artists in this country really understood creative currency, they would understand that if they were really ready to change, or if they were really mad at traditional media, right? And I never understand why they would. I mean, we're good to you, artists. But if they would, then you would have the exclusive interviews on such platforms. Come here and drop the exclusive. And let the traditional media people get the story from this platform.
True. Yeah.
It's what we call creative currency. Only then, when we start doing things like that, are we really understanding the value of us as artists working together. Until we do that, we're just going to sit here, complain for 2 hours, and then nothing's going to happen.
And complain, go see Shem, the radio's playing our songs, but we're not getting any royalties.
And yet they're saying you don't even need radio. It's 2022. Why do you need radio?
For reach. In our jam to...
Is that your goal?
I don't know what their goal is.
If your goal is to be played from Manzini to
actually,
Babai.
Unfortunately, there are people that still have that mentality.
Damn, bro.
It's unfortunate, but
Swaziland only has 1 million people. How many people do you think love hip hop?
Not a lot.
So if your dream is to be played on a kumbi, I would say, dog, just make music for your niggas in the hood.
Because you ain't never getting out of the hood.
No, because your dreams are so globalized that music is a universal language.
It is.
So why are you just holding yourself back to like standards?
Like I'm saying, unfortunately, some of these people still have this, I'm making music so I'm popular.
So when you look at presenters or you look at improving how you do this together, you look at Swaziland?
No.
So
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about them. Because I'm trying to get all the honeys.
I want to talk to you and people that are like-minded like you. People that are not, they'll catch up.
Hey. No, obviously I don't look at Swaziland as a...
And I think that's what we unfortunately, because of our population and just how things are, we have to look at things from reaching outside our...
Which is actually unfortunate.
Yes, we have to make the base here. It would be nice to build your core here, but think bigger than this country.
Yeah, it's the mind drain, the brain drain that happens though. Like, in as much as you're looking international borders and everything, which is actually really good for one's brand, but it's what you're leaving, because immediately these people leave, it's just...
No, but we're gonna build, and I'm hoping most of them would want to build. Like I do podcasting so that the other kid that has to do podcasting doesn't have to be harder.
It's easy.
It's not really just for me, you know. We have a role to play in whatever in any of these spaces. As a young person, if you know you pioneering in something, you have a responsibility. Like I wanna sit back 20 years from now and look and be proud of the role I played. I don't have to be the most paid podcaster in this country. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. To me, it matters more than that. It matters if you tell me, hey, I listened to a podcast and it changed my life. If you on this, I did this. That matters to me.
Yeah.
You know, the pay would be nice, of course. I like money, man.
Nobody doesn't like money. Everyone.
But the role is, hey, man, let's just build the way. And I'm hoping whoever even leaves, it's a matter of getting information and getting resources and then being able to come and plant them back.
Yeah, true.
That's all we can do.
Nah, boy, love. And you guys, it's really tough.
But it's a culture of you can't expect flowers to grow from a desert. So it's a saying I always use with our political situation. Like, you can't expect a person that's well-meaning to come from, you know what I mean? You've seen people that come from abject poverty get money, and you see how they act, right? So that's why it's a situation of, yo, I got mine now and it's mine.
Yeah,
because people never had it.
But true. But you'd actually expect them to at least remember where they're from.
Should never expect anything from people.
Yeah, I know. Lessen your expectations, guys. You know.
Yeah, you should never. People don't have to do anything
for you.
Yeah.
You know.
Have you ever been heartbroken? Let's change this into
I
something
don't think I have. That's the crazy thing. I don't think
you've never experienced heartbreak. So you break people's hearts.
No.
Oh, you a Lamini.
No. I don't think it depends what heartbreak is.
Okay.
Like, I don't think I have. It's just like, okay, I really like this one, but it didn't work out. Okay, cool. You know, then we move.
Oh.
It's that simple, because like, why should I stand and like, oh, it didn't work out between me and Spusi, so I really liked him, and then like it's crazy. It's just like, oh, it didn't work out. I would have one or two, but let's try move forward.
Some of us have been like you, but it still hurt. I mean,
I personally feel like heartbreak only happens once. You can't.
That's a lie.
Heartbreak more than once.
Yes.
Yo, guys,
yes,
you're disappointing me as a Jamini.
A life-changing heartbreak only happens once, but you can be heartbroken a couple of times. So you've only been... So how many breakups have you had in life? More than one?
More than one.
So you've only been hurt. Of course, all women, right?
No, you know. That's actually
safe.
No, Pela. No, I'm actually honest.
Okay.
The less than 5 actually thing has to do with, you know, sexual activities. No one's gonna tell you because they have a body count at 10.
I don't ask personally.
No, but I'm just saying, no one is gonna straight up tell you, no, my body count is 10.
I like this information. I like being kept away from me.
Yeah, because you guys are actually, unfortunately, emotionally weak.
And I accept that. Hey.
Yeah, you guys.
I don't think I'm emotionally weak. It's funny a woman is telling me I'm emotionally weak, but I think I think we like I've been one of the few things in my life I've been trying lately is studying emotional intelligence, because I think it's if life was perfect, we would be taught this in like school and things like that, because emotional intelligence builds into how you are gonna react in situations where you're really hurt. So I think a lot of us don't have it because there's a lot of things that affect us as we grow up. Some we're not even aware that they do. So when certain situations then happen in adulthood, you react a certain way because you triggered or for whatever reason, you know. So now Jin's about heartbreak is making you think, what makes you think you've never experienced a heartbreak?
Because I'm fine. I look like what? Okay, let's just define what heartbreak is. But I've never experienced it.
Really? You never cried over a boy?
Okay, wait. Yo, okay. I have, but here's what happened. Yeah. So there's this boy, and I was dating.
Yeah.
And what happened was, he cheated, guys. But that's not why I cried.
Okay.
What happened was I wanted to break up with him after I heard, right? So I had actually spoken to his friends and my friends, and then Zabaya figure.
So cheating is
no, we'll get to that.
We'll
get to that, you know. And then I'm like, I tell the friends, but no, I want to actually break up with them. In Zabi Sogi figure way. So he's like, later, he's like, oh, so I hear you want to break up with me. Now I'm crying because this one's gonna break up with me first. That's the only reason I cried.
Oh, so you're the type of girls that don't like being dumped?
No, that was then. Now it's just like, dog, dump me, it's okay. You know, we move. Yeah, we move. Because what's the whole point of actually being upset when someone breaks up with you? It's not gonna change that they don't like you or that they.
Oh no, it's like feeling your emotions at the time and just.
No, I always actually try to put myself in their shoes. Because then I'm getting there, I would actually break up with someone because you know I don't feel the same way about them anymore. And it's like at that point, nothing you say or do is going to change that. So why should I be a baby about the whole situation? It probably hurts, but.
Okay.
You know, it is what it is. We need to keep it moving. No, guys, no.
You like food too much?
Too much. No, we'll go to Groove and it'll be fine. I can't be on Saturday morning or Sunday morning and I'm not.
So Groove is therapy for you?
Yeah, it's definitely therapy for me.
Okay. Definitely. I don't do Groove, so I wouldn't know.
No, but it's okay. We have different therapies. Mine is Groove.
Yeah. Mine is definitely not Groove. No, I just don't do Groove like that.
No, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. The problem is when you start shading us that do Groove, guys.
Why would I shame anyone for doing anything?
Yo. So people shade people apparently.
People have choices. I told you. I leave. People don't have to do anything. And life is too hard for me to act like I'm a god some way.
If everyone understood that, it would be better. No judgment whatsoever. Yo.
It's good for my mental health, man. I won't really say, I do it because of the world, but it's just, that's what keeps me going. I can love the ones I love. I can keep a small circle.
Which you should. I think everyone should actually.
I don't really think so. Hey, let me bring this as an argument. Yesterday, someone said to me, keeping a small circle is for people with money.
I saw that. I already know what you're going to say.
And I thought of it.
And it made sense. It actually did.
It might be right.
Yeah, but...
You're hanging with your two broke friends. And you're proud about hanging with your two broke friends. What, you just gonna be broke? Like, hang out. I think it's very important to hang out with people that expose you to different things. Especially.
Okay, wait. I think have your small circle, right? But have a number of acquaintances. I think that makes sense.
But there's different people. I'm an introvert. There's a lot of people that are extroverts.
But there's always going to be that common ground between you and a certain person, At least, but not necessarily because you guys are going to be friends. Yeah, boom.
I don't. Just because I can't do it doesn't mean other people cannot do it. I think those people that have the capacity to handle a lot of people.
I don't.
I also don't, but I think they should be allowed to do that. And I don't think, unfortunately, we've painted people in the world to be horrible to everyone, right?
People are horrible.
Really?
Yeah, but they are. People are horrible.
I know that, but not everyone is.
That's what we tell ourselves every night before we go to bed. Because here's the reality of it. Not everyone's going to get the same version of you, right? Now I'm smiling. Probably other people think I'm mean, I'm rude. You know, forgetting what to maybe there are certain
that's
actions.
just gents that couldn't get you. Or like.
True. But, but you know, people get different versions of you under certain circumstances, right? So people can be horrible. People, I firmly and strongly believe people can be horrible.
What has been your perfect digital media? Who has been your favorite person to meet, as you know, with working with the T podcast? Who's been like your favorite person?
I even have one. Wonderful? I just started, so
you can name a couple. You can name people.
I know. There's just none.
Really?
Nah.
None stands out for you. Like, oh my god, that was like a conversation that blew me out. Pause. Should I pause if it's a girl? Okay, but
I don't think I have. Like, there were quite like, actually my favorite so far has to be the Dr. P interview. It was very insightful. Yeah, because it was insightful. Like, the level of knowledge was, you know. And then the other interviews, it's just like really chilled. We're getting to know the guest and everything. It's like, okay. Oh, okay, you know. But it's, I can't say we've really had insightful interviews as of yet since I joined, and I don't know before I joined, you know. So it's like, yeah, maybe the Dr. P one. Yeah, it was proper. It was proper, but yeah, it was proper.
I did watch it. You did great. Oh, I could just be giving you a compliment because you're on air. But what have you found challenging the most about digital media?
Audience.
Expand.
Yeah, audience. It's not everyone that's audience. Not everyone is good. Like, here's the crazy thing. People actually know you have a podcast like you do, you know, and you're spreading the word. 36% that you have on the 36%, and with the number of people that you have on your WhatsApp, that fall under the 36%.
I think in the 36% I have 2%, eh?
Jesus. You know, and you actually literally post, guys, I have a podcast, guys, there's an episode dropping.
I don't.
Zero interaction, you know.
But you should never.
Zero.
But it's art at the same time. You know what's weird about me? The most weirdest thing for me is having to market art. Because it's art. You don't have to like what I'm doing. And people, it's the type of attitude I have even with the stuff I do. Like, it's very unconventional. Like, my podcast is for a certain core market. I can't expect the world to like it. But let's not lie and say numbers aren't important, because they are. That's where I'm saying my problem is with the interaction and then the audience that you actually reach. I understand you, but what I'm going to say about that is do it for more than just the numbers. If you're only going to do it for the numbers, just quit.
No, the numbers are
there can only be so many waffles. I'm dead serious. If you're doing it for the number, you got to have another purpose but the numbers. And I'm sure you guys here definitely have another purpose but the numbers, because if you are doing it for the numbers, I'm sure you would have quit.
We still need them, but it's not the reason why we're doing this.
True.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, I feel like one of the challenges has to be the numbers are really important, because you will see that. But even if, like we're always saying this, guys, even if it's not watching the whole thing, just check it out. You know, you may never actually know what they have on store. It might be interesting for you.
But
and people don't want.
I think they do. Excuse me.
Nah, they don't.
I think they do, and I think you are going to see growth. You guys, I'm sure you are definitely seeing growth. The more consistent you are, the more you get better at things you do, you are going to see growth. I think we just also have to manage our expectations.
No, what I'm saying, man, I'm saying to you, right? Because but growth,
it will happen. Trust me. The better you get, the more people you're gonna get.
Yeah, but with the content, drop. You know, probably someone's gonna watch 10 minutes into the whole podcast and stop watching, because This is boring. Gani, maybe as the whole conversation goes on,
But that's also what you do. You must also think as a consumer. Have you ever watched something and it bored you for 5 minutes and
wait,
then
I don't just change. At least me, I skip.
Really?
I skip till I find the part that's actually really interesting for me.
You are better than me. In 30 seconds, I'm out. So I don't blame anyone. Like, just because I made the content doesn't mean it's riveting.
Yeah, and it's
like,
consumable for
yeah.
everyone. Yeah. But try, guys. Yeah,
try. I think more people would try. It's also a matter of the money involved in it.
Outdated.
Exactly. Data is expensive.
Very
and if you're going to drop this and it's an hour, you're only catering, again, back to my 36%, you're only catering to a certain portion of the population. 36% bangaklabana la
Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. So it's just like really crazy.
Yeah, so it's a matter of also managing our expectations and being aware of the fact that we live in a country where digital age hasn't boomed yet. It's coming. Just to anyone that wants to get into this, what I can say is do it for more than just the numbers. If you really love what you're doing, do it. It's music, it's art. I approach it as art. Like it's an art of conversation. It's an art of writing. So it's me competing against myself. It's not me competing against anyone. It's just me getting better in what I do.
I hope you guys heard that. I said you didn't look competitive towards each other because we're still at the early stages. Please. yo, I think that's like another thing that kind of upsets me with the whole thing because it's always competition, Gani.
Oh, that's why I hate the industry.
It's too much competition, Gani. Man.
I personally love competition. I grew up playing sports. I think competition is good.
It is.
I said you guys are the ops. You guys are the ops. You're another podcast, but that doesn't mean I hate you. I vouch for you guys.
There's a certain type of competition. There's good and then there's bad. Like the toxic
exactly.
There's
the toxic competition in our industry.
Yeah. I don't think it's the good competition.
Yes, it's that's why we don't understand things like creative currency. Because if we had things like creative currency, a dope photographer would hit you guys up and say, "Hey, can I just take pictures for you guys? Not because I want to be paid, but because I think we can work on something." A journalist would hit you guys up and say, "Hey, when you guys are interviewing someone, I'll just sit there and write a story." Another person will sit down there, a graphic designer, and say, "Hi, I'm just gonna make graphics for you guys." It's how that's the only way we're gonna grow. A Dr. P will sit there and say, "Hey, I'll just sit there and then give you guys information." Until those people work in unison to change whatever this scene is, come on, man.
We actually have a place to a point to actually agree on. Meaning, I agree with everything you said. Literally everything.
So what have you done to push that narrative? To push working with people? What have you, besides inviting them on your podcast? What have you done more besides using this platform?
What else have I done? Well, shame for me because I'm also model on the side.
Oh, you're a model? Oh, okay.
Oh, you didn't even know that time you told me which one you did your research. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what it is
I did my research, but also my research is I do weird research. I don't do research like that.
Really like to know, but I'll ask you when
I do weird research in terms of getting to know people. I look at the colors you like, they tell me something about you. I look at how you represent yourself, the things you talk about the most, they give me a picture of who you are. That wasn't my concern really, but it's great to know that you model now. Why do you like modeling?
Do I even okay, it's the same thing with presenting. When people see something in you and then they hit you up, and when you're just there like, oh, okay, you see this in me, let me give it a try. And then you give it a try, and then the response that you get is like, oh, okay, I can actually keep this going. Okay. So it was that. So with the modeling thing, it was like instances where I'd have photographers hit me up and we'd work together. So it's like, it's a win for them. It's a pretty face, marketing the photographer, the edits are proper, and then now they're getting clients on their end. Then I'm getting brands. I have a joke in my head. I'm just not gonna say it. The gents know already what the joke is. But it's fine. I'm kidding. It's a joke. Come on, have sense of humor. Jesus. It's a joke. But I'm just saying, if niggas are hitting you up and some of this take pictures, damn, bro. No.
Hey, niggas with cameras, you have some other game. Hey, you just hit girls up and be like, hey, let's take pictures. Let me take you out for dinner. Jokes, of course. I'm sure they are well-meaning gentlemen just wanting to take pictures because they see potential.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've never dated any of your photographers.
No.
Thank you.
No,
That's cool.
no.
Don't
Mix business
anything
with
of
pleasure.
land. Never mix business with pleasure. It doesn't.
You're
end
speaking
well.
as if this has actually happened to you.
It has.
Ah.
Yeah. What? I'm transparent. It has. You want me to respond?
Yeah.
No,
you
I
can't
don't.
just.
I don't
where's
want
the
to. I'm
fun
just
in
saying,
that?
if you mix business with pleasure, unfortunately, there's emotions that are gonna get in the way, and when emotions get in the way, and now whatever happens, it's always just gonna. How have you found? It's like it's an interesting. Let me point this out to you guys. You guys are all like friends before business, right? How has been working together been?
It's
Fun.
fine. It's always fine.
Really?
We have with us. I mean, literally, there are always arguments. Every
That's what I'm
single.
thinking. How's the
But it's
conflict
like-
resolution? Because in friendships, usually we don't have conflict resolution before we get in business. So now in business, we need to understand that there's conflict resolution, there's ego planning. Like how I can approach you is not the same way I approach Tevin in terms of, yo, I didn't like what you did, or you didn't get your
No,
own
they
time,
just get
or you
over
didn't-
it.
Excuse me.
Because, like, I think with everyone here, it's like we share our views, but it's not in a harmful or hurtful manner.
Okay.
It's just we were all smart and bold enough to understand. It's just a topic that we're talking about, you know.
Oh, you guys are very matured.
Yeah, they get mad, and the rest of us that are watching, we just laugh because it's very entertaining, you know.
No, that's
But
great.
it's nothing
great.
crazy. We see and we all leave and asakunisa, it's just
Yeah.
temporary, you know. So yeah.
Okay, I think I think that's just working with people you love can be tricky. I'm never gonna say don't do it, because I think if there's anyone you should make money with, it's your niggas, especially as young black people. Yo, bro, if the people you're with are not trying to make money with you, you're with the wrong people. Oh, I'm just poor, so that's why I'm always thinking about making money. But honestly, in my circle of friends, yeah, man, we gotta have money conversations a bit more.
Yeah, we always have money. We always.
You always have money
Like
conversations. Yeah.
every day of the week. Every day of the week.
Okay, it's interesting to me that you also handle so many guys as the own. Do you have like male friends other than them?
Yeah.
Oh, do you have
I
a lot of
actually
male
grew
friends?
I have an older brother, right? So growing up, he'd have his friends over
Come
to
over.
the house, and with me, I was never the type of person that always like come out of the house. So most of the time, I'm like indoors, and I'm crusted by all these gents, and I get to see how they think, how they talk, and it was just like
So that's why you think you know niggas. No, it's girls with older brothers just think they know niggas.
Yeah, but you guys are all like your responsiveness towards certain situations like really the same.
It's a huge lie.
No, it's not.
And it's wild coming from girls that always complain about generalization.
Nah, girls are low-key hypocrites. I'm sorry, but
everyone's a hypocrite.
yeah, true. But
No joke
like
around.
for me, it was like it's so much easier because I grew up with gents, and with me, it's just like instantly, I see people as my brothers, not as my boyfriends or crushes, just brother vibes. So it's like it becomes easier, and yeah.
Oh, okay. Has that ever been a problem in like a relationship?
Has it? I don't think so. I don't
okay.
know. I don't think so. Smeh.
Oh, I don't know. No, it's
No.
because I have female friends, and that has been a problem in previous relationships.
Nah.
Hasn't with you?
No, I don't even date as much, Tim. I'm a very boring individual, guys. Like,
Oh, so what do you do? Like, what are your hobbies besides groove?
so it's groove.
Besides when you're not on the T podcast and you're not at school and you're not at groove,
I like
what are you doing?
sleeping. I'm joking. I like sleeping. Love listening to music,
not
house
minding.
music.
Oh, you're a house head. What else do you listen to besides house?
I think I listen to everything, but it's just not exactly at the same level as house music. How is this turning into my interview now?
No, we're having a conversation. It's not an interview. Come
This
on.
is like literally turning into my.
It's cool. Come
Yeah,
on.
but yeah, I'm a house head, so it's house, sleeping. I'm just like indoors. Then there's tea, my new baby. And then yeah, I'm literally a boring individual. You know, if it's the weekend, I'm not at groove. I'm definitely in the house. Like you just know what's it. Nah. You can never find me pizza tailoring. You know, I hate town. You know, so you can never find me pizza tailoring in town. Like nah.
So you're not sporty, none of that.
I love athletics. Yeah, I definitely love athletics.
Oh, you run?
Yeah, I'm a sprinter.
A sprinter, 100 or 200.
100, but I think I can actually do 200. But I haven't run in a long time. Kanye, I love it so much.
So do you exercise?
Depends if I have goals. You know, because it's almost summer and hot girl summer, guys. So I need to put my waist trainer and sit-ups, you know, for the vibes. Otherwise, guys, yeah.
More content. Okay, I'm glad you being yourself for the audience, and they can. No, I'm serious. These things are good so that, you know, for relatability, if that's a term.
Yeah, I get it.
So people can, you know, feel like
I'm not
they
the
understand.
only one.
They understand who you are. Oh, okay, I can relate to her. She likes this. I like that. That's also the beauty of digital media over traditional media, right? It gives us the sort of let me use the term, a raw version of the person, because I feel like I can understand what you're going through and what you are talking about. You could be giving me information, but I can relate. We come from the same circles. We do the same things. You know what I mean? That's why the people that have hit me up, be it they enjoyed an article or did they enjoy an episode of the podcast, it's, oh man, you spoke about that and you expressed it in a manner that I probably would have never expressed it in that way, and it made me feel a type of way too, that someone understands that. It's not always about changing perspective. Sometimes it's about this is what these it's an intimate thing, and we're only going to grow if we make intimate content, you know, where our listeners, our viewers can feel like they're in the room. Because like the next level is for us as podcasters, for T and the Open Word to host a podcast show. There's just 3 podcasts coming through for a night. I mean, that would be great. That would be us making money. But we can't do it if you guys are going to have to do it alone. Then we're going to have to do it alone. I mean, there's not even a podcast show. Oh, MacG has done one in South Africa, but it's still, you know, my point is it's still a lot to do, and we can only do it if we work together. So my message to what you guys brought me here for is digital media, traditional media, guys, is struggling, you know, and I'm done. Traditional media is dying because of funding, and digital media will only grow if the people involved in it are going to work together. So it's collaboration. Yes, as you said, the numbers are our biggest thing. Like rappers in the States, for example, Nangabe, their hood is how many people? It's a lot of people. So you find that they've dropped an EP of 5 songs, but they can literally tour in their own province or whatever they call it, their own state. Here it's not gonna happen. But guess what? If the T podcast and the Open Red podcast decide to do a school tour of just high school tours, we can do it together. Because maybe we'd share the cost, maybe we'd do what, but it would be meaningful if we do it together. But if you guys just do it alone, and then we do it alone, then we do it, it's just gonna take a whole lot more time. It's gonna be a lot more expensive, and we end up being the losers at the end of the day.
But also, I think they can actually work together, both traditional and digital.
They have to, for the survival. Any traditional media house that is going to survive is the one that is going to infiltrate or incorporate a form of digital media into it. The ones that won't will not survive.
Survival of the fittest.
Do you read the paper every day? Do you ever read the paper?
I do.
Oh,
Actually, yeah, I do, but
really?
not as often as I used to last year. I think this year is just, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I genuinely used to read the paper like every day.
Really?
Every like
I'm shocked.
from
I never for my what I write for the paper, like I'd be shocked. Even on my WhatsApp, it's like 40, 50-year-olds like communicating with me. It's never like people my age.
no, there are these articles that are like, okay, this is actually interesting, but like I'm saying, the feedback and the interaction, that's where it all falls.
But you could
back into-
tweet. You could tweet the paper and be like, "Hey guys, I didn't like this. Hey guys, I did like this." But at the same time, maybe the paper needs to get someone that's young as you to, invite you to do that or be interactive with
But
them.
nah, it's just Google you mumvo.
Gooey.
Like, yeah, like the person that's actually reading and consuming the content. If they want to interact, they will.
Okay.
If they don't,
So have you ever read content that makes you want to interact?